Yeah, they watch to each brother Kebe. Yo, give me a one if you can hear me. Make sure I'm loud and clear. All right, good, good. He's got his Yee Madre. All right. Today's subject is going to be called Forbidden Archaeology. Forbidden Archaeology. You need the book. And the book is written by Michael Creedmoor and Richard L. Thompson. Okay, Michael Creedmoor and Richard L. Thompson. In the book, they speak about anomalies that has been discovered by archaeologists, paleontologists, and others, in which that dates back older than what they have previously thought. In other words, this is outside the realm of academia. All right. Normally, academia don't want to go back no further than 10,000 years. All right. They'd like to keep it as close to 6,000 years as possible. Okay. This is just what they do. So in the book, it tells you that there was a groove sphere. The sphere was like this. And they found over 200 metallic spheres, over 200. One in particular had 3 lines, like it was at the equator. They said this metal was unknown to anything that they have discovered on Earth thus far. But they know that humanoids made this, but it had to have been made in 0 gravity. They said that it had to be made in 0 gravity. I'm gonna let y'all think on that for a second. You know how far back that this went? 2.8 billion years ago. That's far outside of 10,000 years, isn't it? And they found over 200 metallic spheres like this in South Africa. South Africa. All right. Now you get Zachariah Sitchin's books, The 12th Planet, Genesis Revisited. He speaks specifically about South Africa. All right. And he says that they mine for gold. Who are they? The Anunnakians. They mine for gold in South Africa. But the ones which mine for gold, who are the quote unquote Anunnakians, didn't go back 2.8 billion years ago. According to Zachariah Sitchin, they only been here approximately 300,000 years ago. So that is a great discrepancy, isn't it? Almost 3 billion years ago to 300,000 years ago. Wow. That's fascinating to me anyway. All right, because that means that the Anunnakians did not make man. The man in which that they made were the Albion. They did not make the original man. In fact, they came after the original man was already here. And they tampered with the DNA. Okay? They tampered with the DNA. All right? So these metallic spheres are not natural objects and their origin is unknown. But they say they obviously was created by intelligent beings. Of course. Of course. They now refer to these as cloak. That's what they call them. These spheres are called cloak. So archaeologists, like I said, examine over hundreds of mysterious metallic or metal spheres. Said these spheres was about measured between 25 to 100 millimeters in diameter. And some are etched with the 3 parallel grooves, which I showed you here. All right. And they said the only way in which that they was made, they had to have been made in zero gravity environment to obtain these characteristics. Now, according to Science American magazine, all right, issued June 5th, 1852, issue of Scientific American magazine, very popular magazine, all right, for scientists. They reported a blast carried out at Meeting Hill Rock in Dorchester, Massachusetts, which is outside of Boston. And they say that the United States Geological Survey, this blast produced what was called pudding stone. And inside of this pudding stone was once again, a metallic vessel, a vase, which was in the shape of a bell. And it dated back to 600 million years ago. Now, if you don't know where Dorchester, Massachusetts is, that's here in America. So that means that there was Negroes or someone who looked like Negroes that was here 600 million years ago. Now, that is definitely outside the scope of the so-called New World, isn't it? That's outside the New World. Way outside the New World. All right, so it says it was about 4 inches high and it had exquisite carving all over it. Exquisite carving that was all over it. Dating back to 600 million years ago inside of the pudding stone. A bell-shaped vessel, 4 inches high, exquisite carving. This is what they found. So this indicates the presence of artistic metal workers, all right, metallurgies, over 600 million years ago. So we just went from 2.8 billion years in South Africa to 600 million years in America. Now understand, this is still 400 million years before the so-called continental drift that they told us about. The continental drift came about allegedly 200 million years ago. So that means that it was 400 million years before when all of the continents were together and converged on each other, called Pangea, or what we refer to as Asia. Asia, the body. Okay. Now, they also found a hammer. All right. Now, amazingly, it says everything that you've been taught about our origin is a lie. This is written by Graham Pick, all right? June 16, 2014. This is what he says. A 500 million year old hammer embedded in rock that formed 400 pieces, that formed 400 million years ago. Now, this hammer formed 400 million years ago. Guess where this hammer was located? Well, before I get to that, guess what the hammer was made from? It said it was made from more than 96% iron. This is pure iron. This is iron in which that they don't even utilize today. Far more pure than anything in nature, all right, could ever produce. So we know that this was not from nature. Somebody did this 400 million years ago, okay? 400 million years ago. So everything in which that we've been taught, once again, about our origin is a lie. We went from 2.8 billion years ago showing artifacts. We went to 600 million years ago here in so-called America showing artifacts. Here we are now again, all right, showing artifacts. This is once again a 500 million year old hammer embedded in rock that formed 400 million years ago. It says a team of archaeologists analyzed and dated it. The rock encased the hammer was dated to more than 400 million years old. The hammer itself turned out to be more than 500 million years old. Okay, 500 million years old. It says that the wooden handle began to metamorphosize into coal. All right. This is all according to Forbidden Archaeology, the book. Once again, get the book Forbidden Archaeology, The Origin of the Human Race by Michael Creemore and Richard L. Thompson. All right, Michael Creemore, Richard L. Thompson. Now, they say in 1944, a 10-year-old boy named Newton Anderson dropped a lump of coal in the basement and it broke into half as it hit the floor. What he discovered inside defines explanation based upon the current scientific orthodoxy. Inside the coal was a handcrafted brass alloyed bell with a iron clapper. All right, with an iron clapper. Right? This dated back to over 300 million years ago. So once again, we went from 2.8 billion years ago, South Africa, 600 million years ago, America. Hammer found, once again, this is, I believe it was found in Texas, but so America. Here we are now looking at this alloyed bell in which that hit the floor, in which that dates back. And the crazy thing is that this bell was made out of copper, zinc, tin, arsenic, iodine, and selenium. Very rare combination. We don't put no combinations like that today for no metal work. All right. Now, this is displayed in the museum at Glen Rose, Texas. It's a iron cast like, remember the pots that your grandma and them used to have that was made from iron, the iron cast? You know, they cooked on it. You know, they say, oh, these the pots right here. These the best pots. You know what I'm saying? Or that fake mess that we've been cooking with in pots that comes off in the food and so forth. No, the iron is the best. Well, guess what? They found in 1912, right, that there was a piece of coal in which that was found in, and this was millions of years old. This so-called iron cast. right? Over billions and billions of years old. It was found in 1912 in Glen Rose, Texas. So that means that we inhabited America much longer than what they told us. They told you that you just came here to America 400 years ago on slave ships. Well, who's the Negroes that was here 600 million years ago? Who's the Negroes that was here 500 million years ago? Who's the Negroes here 400 million years ago? Who's the Negroes here 300 million years ago? Who's the Negroes here? I keep going on. Now, understand that this was all before the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs didn't get here until 225 million years ago. So that means that somebody made the dinosaurs. Because remember, somebody destroyed the dinosaurs. Right? Allegedly, with one good swipe of meteorites, as they claim, 65 million years ago, the dinosaur was wiped out completely. But the dinosaurs didn't come into creation or into existence until 225 million years ago. So we just spoke about almost 400 million years of someone existing on planet Earth in America, and then all the way back to almost 3 billion years ago in Africa. Right here, it says an accepted belief that humans and dinosaurs did not coexist. That's what they told us. Because, once again, it says between 65 to 225 million years ago, whereas the earliest upright bipedal humanoid, Homo erectus, only appeared allegedly 1.8 million years ago. That's what they told us. However, in 1968, paleontologist named Dr. Stan Taylor began excavations of fossilized dinosaur footprints discovered in the bed of Paluxy River named Glen Rose, Texas. Once again, here go Glen Rose, Texas. What he unearthed shocked and dumbfounded the scientific community. Alongside the dinosaur tracks in exactly the same Cretaceous fossilized strata were well-preserved human footprints. So we know that humans existed during the time of the dinosaurs. They've discovered that already. All right. Now, we have British Egyptologist W.M. Fowler Petrie, and what he said in the book is called The Making of Egypt on page 68. He said that there is the aboriginal race of the Anu, people of the sun, or the sun people. We find that they occupy southern Egypt. There is even evidence of advanced culture that dates back millions of years. Dang, this is even in Egypt. They're not telling us this. They got us thinking the pyramids is only 4,000 years old. And here's the list of the pharaohs. Oh, from Pharaoh Noma to Ramesses III and his sons. Signs and Symbols of Primordial Man is another book. In his book, the pygmies, who was misnomered, the pygmy is a misnomer. They're called the Twa or Ta or the Anu people, and they are the original and the oldest living people on the face of the planet Earth. The now Negroes were probably one of the first of the ant root race that came forth from them. All right. So, who are the ant root race or the Anu race? Anu. I'm sure you heard of the name Anu. If you listen to Billy Carson, he have you thinking that Anu was just a god who came from the ship Nibiru or Neberu, and he came down and, you know, and started mining for gold and all this. The Twa people are known as the Anu people. The Twa people, or as we call them, the Tar people, as in Ptah, Tar, who's known, the misnomer is pygmy. Misnomer pygmy. Well, you get another book called Gods and Spacemen in the Ancient West, written by W. Raymond Drake. He says that the pygmies inhabited Earth for at least 30 million years. Now, once again, not only did the dinosaurs did not exist until 225 million years ago, and we went back to billions of years, 3 billion years, nearly on planet Earth. Then we talk about the ape species, which didn't exist either. All right, the ape species is no older than 20 million years ago, 20 million years. If the Twa people was already here 10 million years before them, then we can speculate that somebody made the ape species. Because guess what? Apes, or what is called the great apes, they do not have tails, right? But their cousins, the monkeys, have tails. So that means that somebody humanized a branch of the monkeys to make the great apes. And this is why when they examine DNA and they try to tie it close to humans, that's why, because our DNA is inside of them. We humanize a monkey species to produce the great apes. Also, you will find that with the Sasquatch or the Bigfoot as the Yeti, because those creatures exist too. So Anu is not just one individual. Anu is a group of individuals called the Twa people. And Raymond Drake speaks of them as the gods and the gods of ancient West. This is the ancient West in which that you're in right now. This is the Western Hemisphere, at least that's what they told us. And the Twa existed here. So that means that their ancestry might be 30 million years ago, but there are people in which that they came from, in which that went back to those hundreds of million and billions of years ago. That's what that means. All right. In Congo Katabo, written by Jean-Pierre Hallett, he says this: as the world's most genetically pure ethnic group, its surviving since the dawn of humanity is real harmony with God, nature, and each other. He's talking about the pygmies of Zaire. All right. Another book called Hidden Life in Freemasonry by C.W. Ledbetter, 33 Degrees, a Mason. He says that pygmy race is a relic of the old Lemurians and represents them more purely than any other people. At one time, the pygmies were spread all over a great deal more of Africa than at present, and some of them were the first people to enter Egypt. So not only were they already, he's telling you that they was already here, because Lemuria is the Hawaiian Islands. That was Mu. This is why they have Maui as the capital of the day. Mu. Maui is the capital of Hawaii, and they have it symbolically as Mu today. All right. So this is where Lemuria existed at, was in Hawaii. They were who? The Lemurians, who were the Twa people, misnomer the pygmies. Okay. So not only were they in Africa, it was all over the world. They was in the Philippines, Thailand, Asia, other parts of Asia. They was in the Pacific Islands, from Australia into Tonga, into Hawaii, into Easter Island. They're the ones who built the heads on Easter Island. All right. Get the book Origin and Evolution of Freemasonry Connected with the Origin and Evolution of the Human Race by Albert Churchward. The Origin and Evolution of Freemasonry Connected with the Origin and the Evolution of the Human Race. So that means that we always have Freemasonry. Albert Churchward. This is what he says. The first man was the little pygmy. He was his descendants are still found in many different parts of the world. In South America, China, Malay, New Guinea, and probably other places, but the majority are still living in Africa, where the original home was and is around and near the Great Lakes at the head of the Nile. All right. The pygmies are also known as the Aka, the Ifa, the Mbutu, the Central Africa. There was also pygmies in Australia, as I said, Thailand, as I said, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, as I said, Papua New Guinea, and Brazil. The term also includes the Negrito, which stands a little bit taller because they was about 4 feet and 11 inches. The Negritos was about maybe 5'2". All right, of Southeast Asia. Right, then get the book called The Lost Cities of Ancient Lemuria and the Pacific. Get the book, The Lost Cities of Ancient Lemuria and the Pacific. See, Lemuria was destroyed. Peace, God. Lemuria was destroyed. All right, volcanic activities. We know that's what happened because we see some of that still taking place right now on the Hawaiian Islands. All right. So volcanic activity took place in which that caused the land masses to break apart. All right. So according to David Childress, Hawaii, Fiji Islands, Easter Islands, and some of Los Angeles area are the last remains of the great Lemurian Empire. I'm gonna say that again. Hawaii, as I told you, Fiji Islands, Easter Island, as I told you, and some of Los Angeles areas are the last remains of the great Lemurian Empire, the last Mu Empire. All right. We are descended from the Lemurians or the Mu people, where the word Moor stems from, or Mur, M-U-U-R. Okay. The Lemurian descendants are said to be primarily the people of the South Seas and Oceania. In Hawaii, there is one island where only pure-blooded Hawaiians live. They have full Afrocoid features, dark skin, and woolly hair. Now, this is what a European is telling you. He just told you that you are the Lemurians. You are the descendants of the Lemurians. This is what he just told you. Think about that. But then at the same time, the Europeans say, oh, the Lemuria never existed. Well, Hawaii exists. Easter Island exists. Fiji Island exists. Los Angeles exists, or what is known as parts of California. Matter of fact, California at one time was an island. That's why they have the San Andreas fault line, because it attached itself to the coast. The coastline is not stable because it attached itself to the coast. It was an island at one time. In the 1500s, 1400s, maps show that Los Angeles, or what we now call California, Los Angeles being the so-called, well, it ain't the capital. Sacramento is the capital. But Los Angeles at one time was an island in which that drafted itself onto what we now refer to as the United States. That's what happened. Okay. So they just told you that these was Negroes. Get another book, 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro with Complete Proof by J. Rogers. He states the people of the Negro descent living in Asia and Oceania probably exceeds the number of present Negro population of Africa. The purest Negro types are in Southern Asia. Now that makes sense because Noble Drew Ali, Minister Farrakhan, W.D. Farad, Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad, everybody refers to us as Asiatics. Where did this term Asiatic come from that they keep referring to us as Asiatic? Well, obviously, these are the terminology because we have people who lived, who were the Lemurians. They were Asian, they was the Asiatics. So instead of saying Lemurians, they just say we was Asiatic. But they are the same people. Okay? Same people. You don't believe me? Get the book written by Albert Churchward's brother, James Churchward. James Churchward. In the book, he shows you where Mu is located at, which is between America and Asia. And most of the landmass at that time, like I said, Hawaii, Easter Island, Tahiti, Samoa, and many other was all once a landmass that was between America and Asia and Australia. Okay. Now get another book. See, I'm going through references. These are books. All right, this is scholarship. All right, way beyond academia, because they like to stay, like I said, within a 6,000 to 10,000 year period. They like to stay close to what the Bible says, but yet they claim to be scientists. And anyone who goes outside of that, they see them as, oh no, that's pseudoscience. But yeah, you can't explain what we just explained and we just broke down. You can't explain it. Why are we finding objects that date back billions, millions, and billions of years ago? In rocks in which that you can test and your carbon dated comes back saying that is millions and billions of years old. But yet this is where these things have been found. Oh, no, we're going to go on and slide that under the rock with the rest of the information. Yes. We'll slide that shit under the rock. All right, so get this book called Black Civilizations of Ancient America, Mexico. It's written by Paul Barton. In there, he states, in retrospect, ancient Africans did visit the Americas from as early as about 100,000 years, BC. So that actually would be approximately 100,000, well, 100,002. All right, or 22,024 BC, where they stayed for tens of thousands of years. Later journeys occurred by land, sometimes between 75,000 BC, according to the Gladwin thesis, written by C.S. Gladwin. This migration occurred on the Pacific side of the Americas, which we just talked about, and was began by Africans with affinity similar to the people of New Guinea, all right, Tasmania, and the Australia and Solomon Islands. In other words, they look like the Aborigines, all right, that came 75,000 BC. This migration occurred on the Pacific side. The earliest migration of Africans through Asia to the Americas seemed to have occurred exactly during the period that the Australian Aborigines and the Proto Africans, ancestors of the Aborigines, said Oceanic Negroes, which are the Fijians, the Solomon Islanders, the Papua New Guineans, and so on. And other blacks spread it through East Asia and the Pacific Islands about 100,000 years ago. All right. So we not playing. I mean, these are timelines. I'm giving Pacific timelines of when all of this occurred. All right. So if you want to say that you are African, or if you want to say that you're American, we got proof for both. We was all over the world. Okay. Simple as that. We was in Australia. We was in America. We was in South America. We was on the islands, Pacific Islands. We was in the Caribbean islands. We was in Africa. We was in Asia. Just what this all proves, that we always been. And we was always there, wherever you want to point at. Okay, no matter where you want to point at, we was there. So it says, from the region of Africa as well as East Africa, diffusion of blacks towards the Americas as early as 30,000 BC, or believed to have occurred based on findings in the region from now called Mexico. Now, we got information that even goes back, like I told you, 2.5 to 3.5 million years ago of cities in Mexico. And they tell you that they was designed and made by Negroid people. They're not lying to you. They just ain't putting it out. But see, that's my job. So if you watch Dragon Ball Z, who was a Dragon Ball Z fan? All right, that's what I'm talking about. All right. You know, heck yeah, I was too. Hell yeah. Yeah, you got to be that, yo. All right. So what is the like one of the most powerful blasts of, well, you had Dragon Ball, then Dragon Ball Z, and then Dragon Ball Super, and we keep going on and on. But Dragon Ball, all right, we had the main character is who? Goku. What was his famous technique? Say it again. The comic, right, exactly. Now, do you know that that came from the first king, unified king of Hawaii? His name was Kamehameha. So when he say Kama, Ka, he let it go. That actually was a king. He was a great king. He lived between 1758 to May 8th, 1819. And he unified the Hawaiian Islands and formally established the Kingdom of Hawaii. All right, in 1810. Now, Hawaii's last queen was Liliuokalani, 1893, the remnant people of the Lemurians. He was the remnant people of the Lemurians. So here they are using a Hawaiian / Lemurian in a Japanese anime? Wow. Well, that's because you go to Hawaii now, you see Japanese people all over the place. All right. You have the son. All right. His name was David, also known as the last reigning king of the Kingdom of Hawaii. The name Hawaii is said to have mean big island. It is also said to be gotten its name from a legendary Polynesian navigator who first discovered it. Others say that the name is from the realm of Hawaii, which means the realm of the gods and goddesses. Ooh-wee! Wow. That's a lot right there. So Hawaii, which was once Lemuria, part of Lemuria, was said to have been the realm of the gods and the goddesses. That's deep. Get another book, What They Never Told You in History Class. It says the first Americans were black. This is what the book says. The first Americans were black. All right. According to scholarly Latin author C.C. McQueese, explains that strong possibility that Black people were the first people of America, out of which later came the red American race. It is likely that we repeat that long ago the youthful America was also a Negro continent, and that the Otomies of Mexico and the Chocorros of Haiti and the Mayas of Brazil and the albinos of Panama are the remnants of the original Aboriginal Negroes race, out of which later developed what is known as the Red or American race. This is what he breaks down. All right, let me make sure everybody is still following me. You're still following? All right, all right. Y'all got it, you got it. All right. So, just making sure everybody getting it. All right, so the Black gods of ancient America are what is known as the Archimedes, who is also known as we would call them the Olmecas. The Olmecas, who are the descendants of the Lemurians and the Atlanteans. In fact, their last major incarnation in this Western hemisphere were the Atlanteans. This is what they're finding out now. So they did not just come from Africa, they were remnants of the Lemurians and the Atlanteans. All right, this combination created what we now call the Olmecs or the Olmecas. Right? The Olmecas refer to themselves as the She people, S-H-I people, the She people. All right? Now, the She people still exist. This is why we have what is called Washita. The She people of the land. Washita. The She people of the land. Ta means land. She is the same as the Olmecs, in which that they refer to themselves as, which means energy, life. All right. Wa means children of the land. All right. Oh, people of the land. Washita. All right. So these are the Black gods of ancient America that still exist today. You are the remnants of them. All right. We all are the remnants of them. This is why we refer to ourselves even today as Washita. When we all come together, regardless of your tribal connection, you might be Cherokee, you might be Yamasee, you might be Tuscarora, you might be Lumbee, you might be any of these particular tribal members, but when we all come together, we are Washita. We are the descendants of the Olmecs, the She people, the original people. Okay? You got a question, guy? You can react? Okay. All right, so right here it says, the Blacks began his career in America not as slave, but as master. That's in the book. All right. Afro-Americans in pre-Columbian Mexico. Keeps coming back to the same topic. These are some of the heads in which that was found, which are now in museums. And also, do you know the genetics of the Native Americans? Because most people do not. But yet you have these 4 front teeth, upper teeth in your mouth. And if you take your tongue and put behind these 4 teeth at the top, you will find what we refer to as shovel teeth. Take your tongue now and put behind the 4 front teeth at the top of your mouth. Do you feel like a scoop, like an indenture behind the teeth? What you feel? Tell me. Yes, curves. Yes. Is that what you're feeling? How many of y'all feel that? Raise your hand if you're sure. Behind your four upper teeth, the front four upper teeth, do you feel like a groove or a shovel tooth? That's what they're called. Anybody else feel it? Everybody raise their hand who can feel it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's deep. What about you? You ain't tried, God?
I was trying to.
Huh? Is it flat? It's just flat?
Oh no.
Let's see. Oh, come on now. Everybody in here got shovel teeth.
Why is that?
Because you're the real Native Americans. Only Native Americans and 20% of the population of Asians, some say up to 40%, have shovel teeth. Only Native Americans, I'm gonna say this again, because guess what? Africans don't have shovel teeth. Guess what? Europeans don't have shovel teeth. But your asses do. I mean, Africans do not have shovel teeth. Do not have shovel teeth. Europeans do not have shovel teeth. Only people that have shovel teeth are Native Americans, or who I refer to as Indigenous Moors. All right, Indigenous American Moors. They're the only ones who have these shovel teeth. That's a fact. You can look that up right now. You will see, look up shovel teeth, and you will find that there's in all the articles, they'll say that only ones who have this are Native Americans. Africans do not have it. Europeans do not have it. So you have to ask yourself, how in the hell do you have it then if you ain't the Native Americans? Their teeth are flat. No. No. We're their cousins, we're their brothers and cousins. But our teeth shows our Asiatic connection. Their teeth do not show Asiatic connection. They show African connection. But the fact that you have these shovel teeth in your mouth shows that you are native to this land. You are indigenous to this land. And this is how we can prove your indigenous ship. Because it's genetic. Don't believe me? Look it up. Y'all got phones? Look that shit up. Google, as Penny, Google that shit. Right.
Because the skull is different.
Huh?
The skull was different.
Yeah, the skull is right. Our skulls are right. Our skulls are different than Europeans and different than well, it's our skulls have an affinity with Africans and Australians, but our heads are different than Europeans and Native and Indian people, as they refer to them as. Nah, you the original guy. Okay, so the four upper teeth of your mouth, the front four upper teeth, have a shovel shape. All right. In fact, this is how it looks. Y'all feel that? Yeah, I know. Yes, behind your four upper teeth. Y'all feel that? Y'all see that? All right. So this is what we're talking about here. This is real. This is genetics. Yeah, come on. You know, you always taking pictures. Yeah, we got to let you do that. Yeah. So anytime somebody tell you take your ass back to Africa,
You're talking about the shovel.
right? That's why it's called shovel teeth, because it looks just like a shovel, like somebody scooped that shit out. And your back teeth shows that proof. Whether it's all four or whether it's two, it shows proof that you are at least 50 to 100% indigenous to this land. And guess what? That's more than the Europeans who's claiming to be a fucking chief. He's damn 1.3% Cherokee. And he's the goddamn chief. You see what I'm saying? So they declassified you, they denationalized you, they stole your birthright and your heritage, took your nationality, and said you ain't nothing but a Negro, black, and colored. Yet you are the oldest people on the face of the planet. This is what the United Nations definition says. Indigenous. Those people having historical continuity with pre-invasion and pre-colonial societies consider themselves distinct from other sectors of society now prevailing in their territories or part of them. It says they form the present non-dominant sector of society and are determined to preserve, develop, and transmit to future generations their ancestral territories and their ethnic identity as the basis of their continued existence as people in accordance with their own cultural patterns, social institutions, and legal systems. That's a lot. That's a lot. According to the Inter-American Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People, it gives you Section 1, Indigenous Peoples, which is the definition. In this definition or declaration, it says indigenous people are those who embody historical continuity with societies which existed prior to the conquest and settlement of their territories by Europeans. So they already make it clear in the United Nations that who was here first, and even for those who was brought here, comes under the definition of indigenous. Check this out. Alternative. It says, as well as peoples brought involuntarily to the New World who freed themselves and re-established the culture from which they've been torn. So you had those who was already here, which is 85% of our bloodline. Then you had 15% of those who came from Africa. They mixed in. Hold on, where this happens at? If I take cream or creamer and put in coffee, does that make it creamer or is that still coffee? Yeah, I believe it's still called coffee, ain't it? It ain't called creamer. Man, give me a cup of creamer. So you take 15% of Africans and you put them here in America with 85% Americans and you mix that shit up, they're still what? Right, they're still American, they're still coffee. Coffee, no sugar, no cream. All right, now. But yeah. All right, so this is what it says, as well as tribal peoples whose social, cultural, and economic conditions distinguish them from one sector of the national community and whose status is relegated wholly or partially by their own customs and traditions or by special laws or regulation. It says self-identity or self-identification as indigenous or tribal shall be regarded as the fundamental criteria for determining the groups to which the provision of this declaration applies. So it doesn't say that you have to be a member of state, you don't have to be state recognized or you have to be federally recognized. It says self-identification as indigenous or tribal is the fundamental criteria. That's the point. This is United Nations definitions. Yeah, come on. No, you got to take a picture.
Research tonight.
Yeah. Right. So, according to the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People, passed by 144 nations on September the 7th, 2007, Article 2 states, indigenous people and individuals are free and equal to all other people and individuals and have the right to be free from any kind of discrimination in the exercise of their rights and in particular based on their indigenous origin or identity. Article 4, indigenous people in exercising the right to self-determination have the right to autonomy or self-government in matters relating to their internal and local affairs, as well as ways and means for financing their autonomous functions. 6, Article 6 says every indigenous individual will have the right to a nationality. So that means that somebody must not have a nationality. If everybody have a right to a nationality, and the majority of everybody on the planet have a nationality, except for one group of people. So they threw that up in there in order for you to think about, oh, I ain't got no nationality. Because Negro ain't no nationality. Colored ain't no nationality. Black ain't no nationality. Even African American ain't no nationality, because my wife did a DNA test and it came back that she was 67% indigenous to America. 67%. And she looked just like you and I. But she's 67%. So she's more indigenous to America than she is to Africa. So she ain't an African American, she's an American African. You see? So this is why African American is a misnomer. Article 9, indigenous people and individuals have the right to belong to an indigenous community or nation in accordance with their traditions and customs of the community or nation concerned. No discrimination of any kind may arise from the exercise of such a right. Brother, that's what you need to be stating when you go in court. It says right here, once again, Article 9 of the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People from the United Nations, indigenous people and individuals have the right to belong to an indigenous community or nation. Who's your nation? Washita. That's right. That's your nation. And it says, in accordance with traditions and customs of the community or nation concerned, no discrimination of any kind for the exercise of such a right shall occur. You see that? Yeah. So they can't discriminate. So if they try to, Your Honor, are you discriminating? Because that's what it sounds like, but yet you took your oath to the Constitution. I'm trying to figure out, which one you following. You following statute, codes, rules, regulations, ordinances, or policies, or you following the Constitution? Which, according to Article 6 of the Constitution, states specifically that what? That treaties are the supreme law of the land. Treaties. This is a treaty. This is an international treaty. When I go to the United Nations, they put these treaties in Geneva, Switzerland. It's called DOCIP. DOCIP, D-O-C-I-P. They put this in Geneva at the United Nations in Geneva, and they put this on the record. Article 13. Indigenous people have the right to revitalize, use, develop, and transmit to future generations their histories, languages, or traditions, philosophies, written systems, and literature, and to designate and retain their own name for communities, places, and persons. Article 33. Indigenous people have the right to determine their own identity or membership in accordance with their customs and traditions. This does not impair the right of the indigenous individual to obtain citizenship of the states in which they live. Not the federal government, but the states. In other words, you can be a state recognized citizen, all right, under the republic as compared to a federalized 14th Amendment slave. All right. This does not impair the right of the indigenous individual to obtain citizenship of the state in which they live. Indigenous people have the right to determine the structure and selection, the membership of the institution according to their own procedure. So nobody's procedure is incorrect. All right. It's just based on how you have your procedure. Article 44, all the rights and freedoms recognized herein is equally guaranteed to men or males and female indigenous individuals. So when we look up American, according to Webster Universal Dictionary, 1936 and then 1937, this is what it says. An aboriginal, one of the various copper-colored natives found on the American continent by the Europeans. So you was already copper-colored before the Europeans got here. Don't let me pull out some pennies and throw up on your skin, all right? It's gonna match. So it says, continents by the Europeans, the original application of the name. What that means. Well, see, you don't get that understanding until you read next year edition. 1937, it says, an aboriginal, one of the various copper-colored natives found on the American continent by the descendants of European settlers. So they found us. This is what Malcolm said, and Martin Luther King said, we ain't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. In other words, the Pilgrims came here and found us. The following is the original application of the name Meru. Hold up, M-E-R-U, Meru. Meru. If you do research, you find that Mer or Meru means more. So the original application of the name Meru, where the word America comes from, they changed the U, made it an I, America, but it was called Amaruka. Amaruka, Amuru, Meru. All right, so this is for all those who say that, well, according to history books, it says that Amerigo Vespucci is the one in which that discovered America, even though you told us that allegedly in 1492 that Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue and came here to America, which actually he never set foot on America. The closest he got was Cuba. And he named the island, instead of Cuba, he named the island, which is after the word Kaaba, because there was a mosque on top of the hill. Muslims were there. In fact, you find out in his own diary, all right, his diary, his son's diary, they give up some information. So you got to read Christopher Columbus' diary and his son's diary. They give up some real important facts in there. But you find out that the emperor who met them at the shore spoke Arabic, Hebrew, and Chaldean. Now, hold on, what they doing speaking Arabic, Hebrew, and Chaldean? These are allegedly Eastern languages. But they speak in Arabic in Cuba? Oh, Cuba? Oh, Kaaba? So here, America is properly supposed to have received its name from the mariner Americus Vespucci. Actually, his name was Alberto. His name was Alberto, not America. So allegedly, when he came, they gave him the name. They found out what the original name of this landmass was. It was America. And they say, oh, well, you take on that name because you discovered it. So he became known as Amerigo Vespucci. But his name was Albert. His name was Albert. Hey, hey, hey. I got a song for you. All right, get the book, The Teachings of Ptah-hotep. Ptah-hotep shows you that M-E-R, all right, is written like this. This is an owl. This is what is called the mouth of Ra. Which is called Ru. The letter M. And then they throw in the E, in which that this becomes Meru. This is how the ancient Egyptians wrote in hieroglyphics what is known as Metu Neter. This is the name of Meru, which once again equals the word Moor, America. The Moors discovered America, or Amurak, or what is known as Amurah, or Amuraka. All right, these are some of the Moors who are called the Nubian Egyptians. All right, according to socioeconomics, the history of Pan-African trade, commerce, money, and wealth, these blacks found in the Americas. This is written by Paul Barton from the first book, Libraries and Estates. Mound builders, the mound builders, they were dark-skinned, woolly-haired blacks who were aboriginals and indigenous native to North America and kin to the Olmecs of South America. So once again, descended from the Olmecs. The Olmecs and Washita. The Olmecs and Washita, same people. Black Californians, Yamasee, Californami, and the other pre-Columbian blacks of the Americas was part of a prehistoric trade network that began in Africa and spread worldwide over 100,000 years ago and at various periods afterwards. Wow. Yeah, socioeconomics. Susa economics, S-U-S-A, Susa economics, the history of Pan-African trade, commerce, money, and wealth. These blacks found in the Americas. Once again, they already told you that they found us here. Less than 6,000 years. So here we are talking about way before they even came on the planet. And they know this. You can look it up right now. Pull up on your phone. When did the Europeans come into this? They say less than 8,000 to 6,000 years ago. Right. See, we're the same people. That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. This is full-blooded Choctaw Indians. Hey, shaking. Full-blooded. All right, this is Chickasaw. So we got Choctaw, Chickasaw, and here we have Cherokee. These are part of the 5 civilized tribes. This is Seminole. So here we have the 5 civilized tribes on how these indigenous people originally looked. And I'll show everybody here. Can you all see the pictures? No, these are the Choctaw, the original Choctaw. Oh, shoot, just 120 years ago, less than 100 years ago, almost. This is Chickasaw. Tell me that they don't look like somebody in your family. This is Cherokee. This is Seminole. All right, so this is Algonquin. You see? See, we've been told that they was Asian looking. All of them was not Asian looking. They was trying to mix in the plain Indians. And matter of fact, at the turn, my teacher in college, Professor Stokes, sociologist. That's why I have my degree in sociology and history. He told us, and matter of fact, he played the tape. He had an actual cassette tape, and he played the cassette tape. And the cassette tape of the individual who was on there was talking about the fact. I think his name was Durkheim. But anyway, he was saying at the turn of the 1900s, at the turn of the 20th century, all right, or 21st, yeah, 20th century, he said that the so-called quote unquote, how you said that? He said that the people now known as Asians, when they came here, the Chinese, they tried to put them in a category in which that they would fit, because since they weren't Negroes, they weren't, Europeans, they had to try to find a category for them. So guess what they did? They put them with the Indians, because some of them have what? Slanted eyes. They look Korean. They look Chinese. They look, you see? So the Chinese who came here working on the railroads, they classify them as Native American, as in Indians.
I was going to ask you this because some book I was reading, they were saying that on the Trail of Tears, that's how Black people and Native Americans, they start having babies and they start getting married. That's why in your family it's common that you got Native American.
Yeah, well, that happened way before then. But yeah, the Trails of Tears did have over 10,000 of us on the Trails of Tears. All right. So when they moved the Cherokee from out of North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, and made them go into Oklahoma, more than 10,000 of the people that went were us. And this is why you have Tulsa, Oklahoma to this very day, where you used to have Black Wall Street before they destroyed it. That was us. That was those who came from the Trails of Tears. Okay. All right, so here, the term Meru or Mer means a high priest to Anu. This also shows that the Sumerian god Anu was worshipped in Egypt as On, which means Heliopolis or the sun. That was the name for the sun. And being the oldest people on planet Earth, we come in the image and after the likeness of the sun. This is why we are S-O-N of the S-U-N. Okay? Everybody understand that? S-O-N of the S-U-N. That's why we say he's the Father who art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Get the book, the Serpent of Wisdom. Get the book by Amaru Pinkham. His name is Mark Amaru Pinkham. It's called The Serpent of Wisdom. This is the chapter, The Serpent Colonies of South America. And the name was Aramu Muru, the Serpent Muru. Now, this is no coincidence. One of the earliest immortal serpents from Mu, we just talked about Mu, to colonize America or America was Aramu Muru or Amaru Muru. Amaru Muru, the serpent Meru. According to legend, monuments before Mu final demise, the serpent Meru, along with his consort Arama Mara, boarded an airship and headed to South America with a cargo of sacred records and artifacts, including a huge golden sun disk. The mountains of South America, the Andes, resonated with the same yin vibration as their beloved Mu, and were thus considered suitable for the preservation of Lemurian culture. They were also home to the cities of Paititi, one of the planetary headquarters of the Solar Brotherhood, as organization Aramu Muru had been a high-ranking member of Mu. This is another section. America, the land of the serpents. So the word America or Muruka means the land of the serpents. The serpents were the Mu. The Mu people are known as the Moors. All right. We was the masters of the Kundalini energy. That's why we was called the Serpent. All right. Being situated between Atlantis and Lemuria made the Americas both a stepping stone and permanent destination for serpent colonies traveling from both motherlands. It was also a favorite destination for extraterrestrial serpents arriving from Venus and other parts of the cosmos. According to the descendants of the early Lemurian record keepers, the Andes elders, the entire American landmass was anciently called America, the land of the immortals, or the land of the wise serpents. The title America is derived from the Keshu Lemurian word Amara, Amaru, meaning snake or serpent. If you notice, Tupac's name is Tupac Amaru Shakur. He was known as the Shining Serpent. All right. The language of the Incas is derived from the Runa Sima, the primitive tongue spoken on Lemuria, and ends in the syllable ka, which designate both serpent and wisdom, apparently echoing the recollection of the Andes elders. H.P. Blavatsky maintains that in the Secret Doctrine, that's her book, all right, volume 1 and 2, that America is referred to in the Hindu Purana legends of Patala, the kingdom of the Nagas, which means serpents. The Nagas. Nagas. You it. The Nagamores. All right. All right. According to the Black's Law Dictionary, we look up the term Negro. It says Negro. The word Negro means a black man, one descended from the African race, and does not commonly include a mulatto. But the laws of the different states are not uniform in this respect. Some included in the description Negro, one who has 1/8 or more of African blood. Term Negro means necessarily people of color, but not every person of color is Negro. This is race versus Kowloon. Black person, according to Black's Law Dictionary. Black person, accordance in Constitution and laws, must be taken in its generic sense as contradiction from white. Race versus Kowloon once again. Then we look up the word color. In appearance, semblance. All right, chrome, similar chrome, and distinguished from that which is prima facie, or what is said to appear to be right. It has a hidden and a lack of reality. Is a hidden concealing, is concealing of a lack of reality, and is a disguise. All right, that's what it says. And then you come down and it says the word also means the dark color showing the presence of Negro blood. It is equivalent to African descent. Huh? So they're telling you that Negro, black, and colored don't exist. It's a fictitious. That's what it says. It says it's plausible, assuming and concealing a reality, a disguise. So you now, so you got a disguise on. This is Black's Law Dictionary, guy. They say that this is a disguise. Your melanin is a disguise. It conceals, it is a hidden concealment. Is a semblance. God damn. Then you look up colored. It says by common use in America, this term is such phrases as colored persons, the colored race, the colored men, and the likes is used to designate Negroes or persons of African race, including all persons of mixed blood descent from Negro ancestry. Collins versus Oklahoma. But when a state constitution provides for separate schools for blacks and whites, or coloreds and whites, whites and coloreds races, the term white race was held to be limited to the Caucasian race, and the term colored races embrace all other races. It has also been held that there is no legal technical significance to the phrase colored person, which the courts are bound judicially to know. So when you go in there with the NAACP, the Negro Advance, the Negro Advancement Association of Colored People, you go up in there with them, they colored. This right here says that the court, there is no legal technical signification to the phrase colored person, which the courts are bound judicially to know. In other words, you go up there with them Negroes from the NAACP, they don't know them. They colored. This is why you have to make a distinction and you have to declare your nationality. You have to state that you're not a Negro, you're not Black, you're not colored, you're not a 14th Amendment citizen. You're not any of these things. You're not African American. All these are misnomers. Right? All these put you back in the category of an artificial person. Put you back in the category of artificial person. Black's Law Dictionary says artificial person, an entity such as a corporation created by laws giving certain legal rights and duties of a human being. All right, well, who made these laws? Oh, it tells you. It says the government. The government made these laws. Well, hold up, is the government God? Well, yeah, government, ordinance, and department, G-O-D. But they not my God. They faking a funk. All right, and this is what it says: created by law, giving certain legal rights, duties of a human being, a being real or imaginary. God damn, artificial person can be real or imaginary. Well, damn, that makes sense when you go back and watch The Wizard of Oz now. You watch The Wizard of Oz, the first person that she meets on the yellow brick road was the scarecrow, which symbolizes the straw man, and he was looking for a brain. He was of no substance. He had no substance. So he was imaginary, who for the person of legal reasoning is treated more or less as a human being. A term fictitious person is an artificial person. A juristic person is an artificial person. Legal person is an artificial person. Wow. So you don't never use the word legal, you use the word lawful. Because all of that shit correlates to civiliter mortus, which means civilly dead or dead in the view of the law. The condition of one who has lost his civil rights and capacities and is according or accounted in law as dead. He's accounted dead in law. This is razor versus razor. So you don't want to be declared civilis mortus. So anytime that you use the term Negro, Black, and colored, they'll recognize you as civilis mortus. So that's what's on your birth certificate. That's what I'm saying, nigga. You Black, you Negro, you colored, whatever's African American, that's what they're claiming that you are. That's why you have to put your documents on the public record stating that you're not that. This is why the reason for nationality. This is the importance of nationality. Okay? Because your nationality is going to stay specifically, I'm not a 14th Amendment citizen. I'm not a Negro. I'm not Black. I'm not colored. Based on the Dred Scott case decision, I'm not a U.S. citizen, nor will I ever be. I'm not civilis mortus, meaning I'm not dead in the eyes of the law. In fact, I'm in full life, which means continuing in both physical and civil existence. That is neither actually dead nor civilis mortus. That's what in full life means. Deluxe, Black's Law, 4th edition deluxe. So, artificial person is opposite to natural person. Natural person, a natural person is indigenous, a human being, as opposed to artificial or fictitious persons, such as corporations. So corporations are a form of artificial person. So what they did, they transformed your name in all caps and made you an artificial person. They made you a juristic person. They made you a fictitious person. Hence, a disguise. Civilis mortus, dead in the eyes of the law. All right, so it says the phrase natural person does not include corporate entities. So when you say that you're a natural person, it does not include a corporate entity. That's why when you say that you're indigenous, that's a natural person. Look up the definition, the Black's Law Dictionary, 7th edition. It says specifically in the Black's Law Dictionary, 7th edition, natural person, the first word is indigenous. So when you say that you are indigenous, you're stating that you are a natural person. Hence, you're not a corporation. So me and you, dude, can't do business. Me and you in the court system can't do business. I'm a natural person. You have to prove that I'm a corporation. Prove it. Right. Prove that I'm a corporation. I just defeated everything that you thought about a corporation on my form, which I had put on the public record. I declare my nationality. You can't defeat my nationality. In fact, according to the 10 maxims of law, it states specifically that for truth to exist, it must be in a form or expressed in the form of an affidavit. That's why we do affidavits, because your truth must be expressed in a form of an affidavit. That's what it says. Right? Even the word more is embedded inside of the Black's Law Dictionary. More, M-O-O-R, in the Black's Law Dictionary. This is what it says. An officer in the Isles of Man who summons the court for several sheddings. Hold up. The more summons the court. The court don't summons the more. We got that backwards. I summon you. You don't summon me. So when they say that, are you above the law? Yes, I'm above statute, codes, rules, regulations, ordinances, and policies. Yes, I am. I'm above all of that. In fact, I'm the one who helped form the Constitution for you, so that I can use the Constitution to keep you in check. That's the only reason why we utilize the Constitution, is keep them in check. The Constitution isn't for us because we're sovereigns. What does the word sovereign mean? One who possesses supreme authority, chief or the highest supreme, supreme in power, supreme in position to all others, independent of and unlimited by any other. All right? That's what sovereign means. And sovereignty means autonomy. And government is each free will being. Like, give me a 1. Can y'all hear me? Give me a 1. You'll see how they cut me off, right? Give me a 1. Give me a 1. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. All right. So you're talking about a common law name correction. Is what you would do according once again to the 10 maxims of law. Your truth must be expressed in the form of an affidavit. That's the only way that your truth can be expressed is in the form of an affidavit. If you don't have an affidavit, then there's no truth in which that is being expressed. This is according to the 10 maxims of law. And this is the only thing in which they can state within the court that you are or you aren't. If it's not an affidavit, then you aren't who you say you are. If it is an affidavit and it's been verified by way of the clerk, because a clerk is an officer of the court, all right? The one who got voted in is the clerk, head clerk. The other ones are deputies, just like you have the sheriff and then you have sheriff deputies. But there's only one sheriff. There's only one clerk. You see, there's only one judge. Everybody else actually are administrators or what is known as magistrates, technically. There's only one judge. We're talking about the ones who get actually voted in position, right? The ones who get voted in position are the ones in which that you need to be talking to. Everybody else don't exist.
DA don't exist.
No. What power do his DA have? See, they give them power, but he actually don't have one. Understand that the DA, he's representing the so-called people, right? He's representing the state. He's an esquire. He's a lawyer. He's a attorney. But goddamn, how many positions you playing? He playing all positions over here, and your ass over here playing, I don't know. You playing that position. That no. That can't be done. You got to play a better position. So you go in there with your affidavits. You go in there with your documents. Because your truth must be expressed in the form of an affidavit. So now you have your affidavit. It says your nationality is Washita, descendant of the Olmecs who've been here over 5,000 to 50,000 years ago. Facts. Throughout Mexico, South America, Central America, the adjoining islands, on up into America, or North America, rather. Okay? So you do a common law name correction or religious name correction. You don't do a name change. This is what they want you to do within their court system, like they have any authority over you stating your name. They don't. So you simply do an affidavit, common law name correction. All right? So what is it that you must have? And let's look at it. You must have a nationality, your affidavit of nationality. Your declaration of status. All right? Your affidavit.
I think it don't matter which court. I mean,
No, it doesn't matter. You mean when you get it put on file at? No, no, it doesn't matter. Any state, any county. As long as you got it on one of them, it doesn't matter. So affidavit of truth, affidavit of facts, Okay. Non-taxpayer status. All right. Denial of corporate status, a negative avertment, as it is called. All right. You need your common law name correction, as we just said, which is also part of this. Also, it tells you about the different other names in which that you can utilize on forms. Right. So you also have what is called your baptismal record. We call it a live claim birth form. And then you have your nationality card. All of that verifies who you are now. Remember, according to the criteria by the Inter-American, or what is called now the American Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People, it states indigenous self-identification is the criteria in which that this declaration is applied. So you having all of these documents verify that you have declared your nationality and they have no authority over you. Simple. Okay? They have no authority over you. That's as simple as that is. All right? All right. Any other questions?
Have you ever guided somebody in the process of claiming land?
I've done it for over the last 25 years. All right. I'm the Crown Prince of United Washita. All right. We've been doing this. My wife and I have been doing this for over 25 years. All right. So, any other questions?
What was the name correction process like?
You choosing your name, which you can use Arabic, Hebrew, Indigenous, Native American names, as they refer to it, Egyptian. You can use those types of names, and that's the name that you choose. That's the name that you fill in, and you put it on your affidavit. The affidavits now states that this is who you are. You're no longer the former person. That name no longer exists. And the more that you utilize it, the less and less that name ever get used again. All right.
So you don't have no problem doing it? You go places?
Nope. Because I have it on my ID, state ID. I have it on my social security card, but I don't have it on my birth certificate because Prophet Noble Ali says, don't mess with the birth certificate. Leave the birth certificate on the same, because the name of which is on the birth certificate, they're going to have to compound the amount of money that they're going to have to pay us back. You can, or either just do your nationality card. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, that you don't want the public defender? Yeah. You just fire me. You write a letter saying, you are fired. I no longer need your services. Yeah, you probably need to do it as soon as possible. Yeah, but essentially what you want to say is that I no longer need your services. You're fired due to the fact that I can handle this case on my own. I'm going in proper persona juris, which they would say pro se. Yet, I will handle this matter myself, blah, 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 respectfully or sincerely, your name and blah, blah, blah. I'm out.
So look, when we talk to them in that language, do they know? Do they know like do they know what's going on?
No, majority of them don't, but some do. And the ones who do know, they help you.
Or support system?
I've been in court where the DA is supposed to be doing battle against me, and instead she's telling the judge, Your Honor, I think the police was mistaken. Yeah, ask my wife. Ask my wife. Your Honor, I believe that the officer was mistaken. See, they were trying to get me on some weed charges. I don't even smoke, but the shit was in my car in the damn ashtray. In the ashtray. So guess what? It wasn't on my person. So the DA was like, Your Honor, did they find this on your person? This is what the DA actually asked the officer. Did you find this on his person? No. Okay. Where did you find it at? Oh, it was in middle, in the ashtray in the middle. Was it open? Was it closed? It was closed. So it wasn't on this person. The ashtray was closed. It was in between him and somebody else. Did you smell weed when you came to the car? Did you smell the aroma of marijuana? No. Wow. Okay. 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 So neither one of them that was in the car had the smell of marijuana on them. Well, I wasn't really dealing with the other guy. I was dealing more with the driver. But did you smell it on the driver? No. Your Honor, I'm going to dismiss this case because why are we here? Because, baby, tell him what happened. Tell him, hit him up.
It was my weekend.
Right, don't tell nobody.
They couldn't prove it was yours though.
No, they couldn't prove it.
It was so cool because you could like watch them, you could tell when they got your stuff got big. Yours was big. They didn't rebut. And because they didn't rebut them, your stuff there is true. And what we do have to remember is to make certain in district court, because they're gonna always find you guilty unless you bad.
Yeah.
They always find you guilty because of my own. And they also
Right, there's no stenographer.
So right there in open court, Your Honor, with all due respect, I like to appeal. Now,
Yes, right there in court. You can right after he give his renderance or his decision, you can say, Your Honor,
and if you don't do it
Right.
then you have to pay.
right,
When you go to the public court, you gotta remember to appeal.
right then.
Now they
Right
are
then.
recording everything. They can do as they please. They on the hook too. And then you can take it to appellate court if they don't honor you, and they know it because it'll be a transcript.
So before they make their
Right,
decision.
you go from the district court to superior court. Then you go
Also,
to,
what's dope is
Mine
you
is superior
swear
court.
on the Bible.
it's already in the
Swear on
superior
Bible,
court?
right there in the
Good.
Bible,
I was the
right?
only one in
Well, in the Bible, they say that you can confirm the herbs that they
Right. The Bible says that, Genesis 1:11.
Well, you're right, we do affirm. But don't they ask you to do it?
If they ask you both.
So don't miss the point. The point is it's the Bible.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And the Bible is the law, right?
Yep.
Right.
So if it say I can consume, you see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm doing, and now you're trying to lock me up. Now you're trying to steal my money, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, too, that's another thing too. I would look at the charges and which state I'm charging you with and see what is the punishment. You need to know what you're dealing with. That's been our problem. We've been going there ignorantly. And remember, ignorance to the law is what?
No excuse.
And I will be in there with all due respect, and I don't understand. Because when we say understand out on the street, that means you get what I'm saying. But in there, that means you're going to be responsible for these charges. And guess
Right,
what
for
else
the
you do with
statute
these
that you
charges? charge
violated.
your credit card, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Order in the court, order in the court. After you order at McDonald's, you got to. Do you see what I'm saying? So they're doing all this stuff. Your Honor, with all the respect, I don't understand. As a matter of fact, let's establish jurisdiction before adjudication. And you always can bring up jurisdiction. Because for number one, I'm not a U.S. citizen, nor can I ever be.
Uh-oh.
And that's honestly what shook them up in Raleigh. Boy, we paved the way where a girl made over $25 million.
I told you my lawyer.
After us in Raleigh, North Carolina.
I told you my lawyer said it never happened.
I I would deny it.
More never beat the case.
Oh, that's a lie. We beat hundreds, we beat dozens and dozens of cases in Raleigh.
That's what he told me.
They ain't gonna talk about that.
It don't matter. I got proof of it. I got the transcripts and shit at the house.
But they ain't gonna.
It don't matter what they admit.
Got into it. He sent me in front of like 3 other lawyers. He told me like,
I told them when they told him they used to tell me
he
that
said
every
they don't
time.
even
Right.
recognize
All
us.
that.
That's what he said. The judges don't recognize this.
Listen to what I'm getting ready to tell you. It's not for them to recognize you because we recognize them. You are the Moor from the Moorish Moroccan Empire. And the Moroccan Empire acknowledged them to exist here. So we have a superior position. So they can't acknowledge us when we acknowledge them. Okay? Yeah. That's as simple as that is.
Yeah, he tried to play with me.
Yeah, it's all scared tactics, guys. Don't worry about none of that shit. You're right, liar, or lawyer.
In the first place, because they told the IRS they could get a dime. Everything you gave them was
Right, and that's the 24F form.
That's why it says treasury.
All right.
What?
That's what they filed every year. And
Every
they added
year.
all the hours. Yes.
Yes.
And all the hours they did in court.
Right.
They say they didn't receive any money for it. So the IRS.
Right.
And all the money that they did receive, the money you got from you gave to him, that he charged you for, he said it was a gift.
It was a gift, and he used a 24F form to do it.
Ignorance to the law is no
It's no
That's
excuse.
facts. That's facts.
Of course, it's facts.
They reserve their
Of
rights.
course
They
it's
reserve
facts.
their right
No
behind
problem.
that.
Of
And
course,
I
it's
wouldn't
facts.
sign nothing in there without
They don't reserve-
You
They
gonna
trying
reserve
to
your
get me,
rights at every
they trying to
single
get me
time
to
you
take my
sign.
case to trial.
You don't have to go to trial.
So I'm denying
No.
the plea. They trying to get some time.
They're not gonna take you to trial.
Mm-mm.
For the weed charge.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We didn't even criminalize no more.
Habitual.
We ain't
Habitual
criminalizing
night.
no crime.
Once again, the Bible, Genesis 1:11 says that you have the right to consume plants that and bear their own seeds.
Okay, so this is what I would do. What's wrong with going to trial? Because now you got jury your peers. They just don't know they're your peers. Even though they're not really your peers because they don't have this information. They can force you into trial, either bench trial or a jury of your peers.
Oh, they can do that.
Yeah, and you want to bench.
You want to teach them too?
Technically, you want to bench trial.
Because it's time for us to teach everybody. Everybody needs to know this. Or else we're gonna be in some shit. They trying to microchip everybody. And what if they cut your chip off? Y'all seen Out of Time? Remember? What if they cut your chip
So how
off?
can they force me into a bench trial when they don't have jurisdiction to proceed?
They gonna still proceed. Because they go, you there. So they're gonna say because you're there, they have jurisdiction over the person. But they still gotta establish it over subject matter.
Right.
You have unalienable rights. That's what I would keep on saying.
Subject.
I have unalienable rights, Your Honor, with all due respect, for the record. That's what I know it's scary. I also would take B12 because that helps your body deal with the stress. Because this is stressful.
It is.
I didn't go right to court.
It is.
That's
So
what I'm
what's
saying.
subject
They
matter?
gave me
What's
no
subject
court. I
matter?
didn't go right.
You don't want to see, we nobles who want to stay in honor. Because now we think they can come and get you with a warrant.
No, but I said what I had to say. They say, what was you say? What you got to say? They say if I go back, I'm giving them jurisdiction for going back because I put everything on notice. So
I believe in
It's in
it so
my
much.
baby.
I know this is true. I went right on back up in there. Guess what? I had on black too. The judge got on black. I got on black. Because you know you ain't over me. And you probably molested some children somewhere. You got the nerve to be judging me.
So what's subject matter?
2 in lines and all of this. And still locking up people for doing this. No, you don't. With all due respect, how you doing? But it's not the jurisdiction. And matter of fact, none of my affidavits have been rebutted. With all due respect.
I got another question.
Shoot.
Hold on, I got another question. But if you go in there and you tell them I never got served, and if you move forward as you be a direct violation of my constitutional right, I'll be the Fifth Amendment.
Yeah.
Testimony.
Amendment the Fifth Amendment says that's not due process of law. That's not due process of law. That's a violation of your Fifth Amendment.
Or you can look it up. I would not just let it go because these people is crooks. And you don't want to be in a car with your family. You see what I'm saying? Nah.
Because I wrote affidavits and everything. Because when they wrote me the letters that I had a court date, I wrote it back and ready. I always had to do business with you, and I wrote them back. I kept writing them back every time they sent me a letter.
Yeah, you
So I
can do
wrote
that
it
with a
back.
bill too.
So I took pictures of it. I got all that information.
Good.
So I
My
sent that
situation
back.
is different though.
But because I read a book and everything, I was like doing a lot of research. I wouldn't be. But this right here is teaching me more though.
Yeah.
So I'm already there. It's just I want to learn more about it.
So
Because I'm trying to ask questions
know.
because my lady told me to ask questions. She told me to come today and ask questions. But Now I got some information for her now.
Well, I don't know what he's talking about. You know, he got several people out of jail. They were facing 60 years.
Oh, let me tell you something. Remember I told you that they put her in the courtroom?
They got that man.
Remember I told you they put her in the courtroom and she was there by herself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Today they try to get her to get a lawyer again.
And this ain't.
This order, the judge is trying to appoint one or two. How many judges appoint one or two?
Right.
They still trying to get a lawyer. You know
Yeah, of
what I
course.
mean?
Who's the injured party?
So that means they ain't got nothing.
Right.
But she put everything on those, like the more things, everything, she put everything on.
That's why they're trying to get her
That's
to get the attorney, because they don't want none of that more information spilling off in there.
And they will.
But now that you told me they acknowledge me, I'm gonna give it.
You know, they went.
What you gave me.
I
I
got
got
it
it.
now. Export you.
But if you gotta fix somebody to get that information.
Because I'm indigenous to this land, man. I'm 68% Native American. Export me where? Back to America? Back to my house? Export me where?
Right.
So you know what I mean?
So they can do that.
You can't do nothing, God.
We don't let them. You have to contract with them. And but they keep on acting like you gotta do this. But you ain't gotta do none of that. They use fear and ignorance.
Exactly.
I hate keep going back, this trial stuff, and like you said.
You paving the way. You paving the way for that the next people. And I know this ain't easy. That's why I'm taking the tape. If I can make it well, help everybody do it.
Well, let me ask you.
That's why this happened.
On the warrant, don't the warrant gotta be notarized, written, signed, and verified?
Supposed to be.
It can't be certified, right? My lady warrant says certified, but that shit don't mean nothing, right? It's gotta be verified, right? Like somebody gotta be able to put their hand on it and say, I affirmed everything, but ain't nobody gonna do it because it's been certified.
Right.
The judge ain't going to put their hand on it and say, they made it all look.
Who signed it?
On my lady, on the one they put on the warrant.
Right.
My lady, let me see the warrant.
Right.
So when she told me about it, it said certified, but it ain't even where it signed, it's like more computerized.
Mm.
So that means
That means the judge didn't sign it.
No.
All right, then.
That's what we have right now with her case.
Then that's not a
We're telling them
valid.
that we never got served.
Then that's not a valid summons.
So that's what we had. That's why they trying to keep trying to put a lawyer, because she's
Right.
already got him. She
Right.
got them there, like they're stuck. They can't even move forward. They just keep telling, oh, look, this can carry it. This person need to do this, they can pay or something like that. But they can't even move forward. They
Right.
just keep telling, we're gonna take you to jury. You know, she
Right.
told me to come and ask questions.
Hmm.
I'm just saying, when I look at the warrant, it says, she got paperwork in there.
Right.
It says certified.
Right.
And they didn't even sign it. It's like a computer, you know? But, that's what we have right now.
Okay.
That's what we have right now. But being that you gave me the information, now I know how to come out here now, like, 'cause I was still kind of.
How long she been in there?
In January.
So they haven't done. Have they done any trial?
No, 'cause
Anything?
they keep taking her to court. and then
Oh
she
no,
just-
no. Do a habeas corpus, guy. You put one
but
in.
see, when I messed up, I paid $250 and went to the circuit court. I was supposed to go to the district court,
Right.
and it was $5 only. So they told me, no, just $250 for me, and that wasn't even the place I was supposed to.
Oh,
They didn't tell me that.
Oh no, they're gonna
But
take
I
your
found out
money.
the truth 'cause I made some phone calls.
Right.
And said, no, you supposed to do this one. They did it like I paid $5. It was like a higher
It's culture
It's North District of
Where you from?
my neighbors at.
That's disrespectful.
So we've been putting affidavits and affidavits, but I don't, they keep doing the courts where they just go to court, and she's not seeing nobody, they see everybody seeing. So that's why I'm like, that's why I took the habeas corpus in there, because they're not moving. We're not doing it, they're just taking it, but then they took it back. You know what I'm saying? But you told me to ask, stop doing questions to you.
Right.
What you do.
Let me show you my dismissal. No insurance, no driver's license, no registration. They call it fictitious affidavit.
Fictitious
All dismissed.
IDs.
What?
Yeah.
But can't you drive your car or nothing like that, because that ain't registered, they can't even talk.
She said she.
They can't even talk because they ain't registered, right?
Right.
But they-
I'm
but-
going
but-
to
but-
the Republic.
But they're told anyway if you don't put it in the trust. You have to put your
That's right,
you have to
that's right,
put
trust.
you have to put your car in a trust
You're right.
and prove that it's in the trust.
You put it in the trust. We can't take it.
Right.
But you make a trust. Remember he was saying last time, he said you own everything, but you don't.
Right. Right. Control everything but own
Yeah,
nothing.
but you don't own anything, right?
Right.
Remember he said, that's what he was talking about. My lady had put something about that. Like put everything in the trust.
Right.
Exactly.
But look, you had
Owns
everything.
everything.
When they did that, what? No license, all that.
Yeah, we was both in there for
Right
the
in
same
Raleigh.
charges. In Raleigh.
Yeah.
He said it. No,
In Raleigh.
Got off the bed.
In Raleigh.
He told me
Dismiss.
They never happened. They never happened.
Insurance, dismiss. When they said no insurance, dismiss. When they said no driver's license, dismiss. When they said fictitious ID, dismiss. When they said fictitious plates on the car, dismiss. We had all that shit dismissed. All of it. They know they operating a fraud. But if you don't know, then they'll punk you. Oh, well, ain't no more. They ain't never win nothing in this court. That's a lie. We won from Fayetteville to damn Lee County to goddamn. So we talking about Wake County, damn Lee County, damn Johnson County, damn what's the other county? Huh? Warren County to what's the other one? Henderson, Vance County. This shit, we won cases in all of these damn counties. Right.
Okay, when they ask you where you live, you say in Ravana, Your Honor.
That's what I told him. I live
Right.
in Soul. That's what I
Yeah,
told
when
him.
you leave your
Right.
house, you don't die.
Right.
So I
So
told her,
they're trying to establish jurisdiction.
Right.
to be honest, at the end, I told her, I'm at this point, I want this case.
Right. Right.
She said, well, I'm gonna put it once, but she had to. I'm telling her she had to react like that.
Right.
She don't want people to know the truth.
Right.
So she had to react like that.
Right.
Because what I did ask if this criminal still.
Right.
They say it's criminal. Are we under maritime law or common law? And she ignored it. She turned around the other way mad on it.
Of course.
She started acting
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Tell him his charges. Tell him his charges. Yeah. Can't you ask that question though? If are we in the maritime law, common law? I know
Of
some
course.
you operate up.
Of
They
course.
don't like that.
I would ask
No,
them
they
with all due
don't.
Respect.
They
They
don't.
don't want to
know.
be disrespected. And
It
I
don't matter.
want them to feel disrespect.
Yeah,
I'm not
You
here
know
to
what I mean?
ask.
Because that
I'm here to
sheriff
ask.
don't have no problem. I remember that the judge was so heated and the bailiff was coming over there to us. And I'm just like, okay, we calm cool and so over here smiling. The judge is heated and the bailiff is coming to us. So I wouldn't have no animosity because I don't want to get slammed and killed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So ain't nothing wrong with using honey. You know what I mean? Talking sweet and respectful. I also go in and I speak to all the people I see because you don't know who's in the elevator with you.
That's what Queen does. That's what Queen does. My energy is a whole is 180 complete different.
I know, right? I know, right?
I fuss out the judge.
Due process of law.
I fuss out the judge. I'm sorry. I'm just that type of nigga. I'm sorry.
But at the same time, I said,
Right.
lock me up. That's how
We ain't giving nobody permission to lock us up. We not animals.
Right.
No, sir. We gotta speak things as though we are. They don't have no jurisdiction.
Right.
That's how I feel.
There's plenty of niggas y'all can
I
do
said, if this is true,
and I'm
they
just
can't
sorry
do
saying it, but it's
Right.
And when I asked if it was maritime common law, that's when I found out everything was real then. Because the way she reacted, that's what I got her.
Yep.
After she couldn't answer that question, so I got her. When I asked if it was maritime common law, she turned around, tell him his charges. I said, I don't stand on those charges. Be quiet. She told me to be quiet. I got quiet. But I was just listening. I still didn't answer no question.
Right.
I just got quiet.
Right.
And as soon as they finished talking, I said, I still don't stand on those charges.
Exactly. I don't consent
There
to
you
this.
go.
Right. And that's what I always used to say. I don't consent to these charges being brought up against me.
And also, here under threat, duress, and coercion.
Right.
Not get a conviction. You keep saying it.
Right.
Threat, duress, and coercion.
Look. This is what we did one time.
I was so upset because
She
I
was.
went up to Superior Court,
Right.
and the black girl had slept on her baby. She was like, "This is the second time I killed my baby. So I knew my baby was dead, but I still had to wait for the point." And y'all, I just could not stop crying because it was like she didn't give a damn, and I would have took that baby. You know what I mean? So he saw me crying, so he was like, "Come here, I need you to go outside." So he was like, "Listen, I've never lost the case, and I won't lose this one.
See?
And you gonna say you guilty?" I was like, "Okay."
Mm-hmm.
Because I already was so defeated. for
Right.
real. I went in there. And
But check this out.
They were at Tupac El-Bey, and they was like, "How do you plead?" I said, "Guilty under threat, duress, and coercion."
Exactly.
And they were like, "Ma'am, you can go back and sit down."
Exactly. Exactly.
You can go back and sit down.
Right. Anytime that they call your name, anything under threat, duress, and coercion. Under threat, duress, and coercion. Right. 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 Right.
They want you to be willing, right?
Right. He just tried to intimidate her because he seen that she was Right. So it was under threat, duress, and coercion. Right. And and guess what? The next time his ass wasn't on the
He
case.
wasn't even there. He knew he was gonna lose.
Right. He wasn't even
And he
on the
was a
case. He had another damn prosecutor to come in
So-
who ended up getting smashed.
And she was so
So basically, she set up her partner.
They set her up right.
Matter of fact, look, this is what she said. She said, Your Honor, I would like to recuse myself from any from any further violations of Miss Kadera Tupac El-Bey's right. I said, God damn, she said your whole name. Right.
They know they in their Bible.
Right. And the judge said, duly noted. But then afterwards he said, you get in there and you fight. You fight.
Okay, so you gotta use the prosecutor. You gotta use the prosecutor.
Right.
They honor, the sheriff, they honor the police officer's word over yours, right?
Right.
They are the credible witness.
Right.
So this is what I said. I said, okay. Was there anybody else in the car on the night in question? He was like, no, it was just you and me. I said, it was just you and me. He was like, yeah, it was just you and me. I said, well, then, Your Honor, I would like to impeach the prosecutor because everything he's saying out of his mouth is hearsay.
Based on hold on. Based on the
good.
hold on.
Queen.
Queen, hold on. Based on the rules of evidence, hearsay is when somebody was not there and they're making claims as if they were. That's the prosecutor. The prosecutor.
So he's talking in this situation and he won't even.
He wasn't even there. Well,
Girl, when I did that, the prosecutor was like, damn, she
mhm.
For real.
Hell yeah.
okay.
The same one, and that's when she went to say, yes, I would like to recuse myself from any further violations of Miss Kadera
Because
Tupac
everything on the
El-Bey's
record is
rights. Right.
And see, they know they can get sued.
Right.
They just don't, I remember this one female. She was in Durham and she said, I don't care if they're Moors riding on their own plate, got an arm bleeding, hanging out the back of their car.
Oh.
Leave them alone.
Yeah, that was the sheriff. That was the sheriff in Durham.
And put it in their wife's name. Because they're getting lean so bad.
Right, because we was leaning the hell out of them. Man, shit, me and Queen damn had 50 police officers quit the force after we started suing their asses. 50 of them.
Once you find out the truth, it's not easy. And then you doing it every day.
You get more comfortable with it.
It's new to me.
Because the first time I did it was at where he's at now.
It's all right.
A couple years ago.
Yeah.
My lady said,
Look, God.
Saying was more than everything. I did it. And they report they didn't even come up. And I wanted to do it again. But actually,
That means somebody came before me.
but see, my lady sent me in though. My lady sent me in the, and she was nervous for me. She didn't tell me to afterwards. That's why, hey, you gonna send me in there? So it's just starting to do it. So she sent me and I said, hey, you gonna send me in there? I said, well, I was really nervous. I didn't know I didn't know if that stuff was real. I said, God damn, you could at least tell me that.
No, it's
I wasn't
real.
even talking junk. So I don't want to talk.
It's
to
real.
I'm talking to the judge.
We've had judges to run after us and got off the bench to run after us in order to ask us questions on how we knew that we was Moors and how all of this happened.
Some of them do know, though.
Yeah, they know.
Some of them do
Yeah.
know now.
Matter of fact,
Because they learn those case studies like Brown versus Waterman education. Y'all heard of that, right?
Dred Scott case versus the United States
Those are
versus
cases that
Sanford.
They learn intricately.
Right,
So to have that stuff used in court, they be shocked.
right.
You know, it mess with them too.
This same judge that ran after us to the elevator because we looking so mean because we like, you could have dismissed all the goddamn charges. But anyway, she told the police officer on the stand, because he was like, he's a United States citizen. She said he should know if he's a United States citizen. If he is or not, he should know that.
Oh,
Who said that?
The judge
So who that?
told the police officer. Yeah, I said, Your Honor, based on the 14th Amendment that was never fully ratified, and also based on the Dred Scott case decision, which states specifically that we're not U.S. citizens, nor would we ever be. I'm not a U.S. citizen. And I sat my ass down, and that's when. And so then the police said,
They know that, right?
yeah, the police said Your Honor, he's a U.S. citizen. He has a birth certificate and he has a driver's license. I said, a privilege doesn't supersede a right.
Privilege ain't over no right.
Right. I said,
right. God
I said, right. I said, privilege doesn't supersede a right. So then the judge said he should know if he a U.S. citizen or not. That's how she said. She said he should know if he. So we've had judges to damn come to our defense. We have prosecutors to come to our defense. Yeah. This is the first time I went to court. I threw my hand up and put it over my heart. Fidelity to sign. I said I'm a Moor. The judge told the damn bailiff that she was gonna put his ass out the court if he kept fucking with me.
He kept on messing with him about his food.
Right.
He was like, take it off. And the judge was like, leave him alone.
Right.
And then he said about 4 times. And
Yeah.
Alim was like, Your Honor, this is my religious headdress.
Right.
And then she was like, you don't leave him alone. But you are. She said this to the police.
This is what she told the police officer in front of
courtroom.
everybody in the goddamn courtroom. This is how we know that this shit is real. I'm going before the North Carolina Bar Association in Raleigh.
But you know, a lot of them transcripts, they don't educate you.
I know. Right. And them the ones that get served.
That's you know, the judge even waits to even the judge said, I know some of them don't come in. You actually came with your stuff, like
right.
Give me some cold,
exactly.
But
exactly.
Don't do that, so
right.
You have to respect it.
Right.
So you know what? The police act like he don't even remember. I was under the police at all times to say, no, I don't even remember.
There you go. They need him.
But because he knew what he was talking about. It was a young cat. He knew what he was talking about. Right. And then you got those that don't educate us. They just don't. I'm a Moor. That's it.
Right. Me and Queen done had police on the stand crying. We done had police on the stand crying.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to work.
You know what I'm saying?
He shows up there crying.
Shit. And the judge, because we damn just went at it, the judge dismissed everybody's case. He was like, look, y'all with them, shit, all of y'all dismissed. Nope. Nope. Case dismissed. That's the
judge was saying going 2 hours late in Raleigh.
Nah, this was in Fayetteville. It was in Fayetteville. Yeah, right. In Cumberland County.
This ain't nothing you know what I mean? You know, red and stuff like that. We actually experienced stuff. That's
right.
How I know it's real.
Right. We done
when you start reading the code, you realize it's real. Like when you start reading the code, reading codes and stuff. Like I just learned that code. I'm telling him that
he walked with me.
That 26 USC code.
US arguing with me about this.
US code 7701 talking about person. It's literally they basically fraud. It's right. Once you put that code in there, say, okay, I'm alive. So how you gonna get
right. I'm in full life. Right. You got me. You trying to get me in civilist more too.
And I'm glad I found my code. I just found it. I'm trying to look for something to.
Why more in there? Why bailiff?
Right.
Bailiff? Why is one more worth 100 bailiff?
Right.
In the back all this?
Yeah.
Go look up the definition of bailiff.
Yes.
One more
is worth 100 bailiffs.
That's why she was yelling at the bailiff.
Right. And she said, look, son, I know a little bit more about this than you do.
More. Yeah, I know.
It's in there.
And see, that's what I be showing the jury. I show them man got to have insurance. Okay, we understand you have insurance for protection, but forced insurance is illegal.
Right.
And let me show you right here in this statute. I have all of that stuff cookie cutter right there for the jury. I want to know what books they read. I want to know what movies they watch. When the last time they read the Constitution? Because this is what you just said. You swore an oath to it.
Right.
So if you read it when you were 16 and you 35, you need to go back over.
Which we did that. Which we did that to an officer in Raleigh. All right. The officer in Raleigh. I asked him, I said, when was the last time you read the Constitution? I said, did you take your oath to the Constitution?
Right.
He said, yes. I said, when was the last time you read the Constitution? He said, I read it when I was probably in high school, around 16 years old. I said, how old are you now? He said, 32. I said, so the last time you read the Constitution that you took your oath to was goddamn 16 years ago?
Okay, you're going to see it different.
And so I was smashing dude like that on the stand, the police on the stand. You know what I'm saying? Smashing them. That's why the judge was like, look, I got to go and see these niggas afterwards. Hell yeah. She ran after us, the catchers, because because yeah. Well, right. Look, the clerk said, look, the judge want to talk to y'all afterwards.
They want to work with us.
Right.
They do. You got people in there and you also got people
they be using on the quarter record when it's quarter record, it's talking about cause.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I was talking to a cat.
When you get this transcript.
And, he was like, nobody has the right to travel. I said, y'all do. Y'all in here paying.
So Superior Court to be recorded.
Exactly.
Y'all getting them empty for everybody else.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody stupid.
Right.
How many prosecutors you know paying?
Right.
OMG, there was one dude, right? He was driving home, he was drunk, right? And so he drove slowly, and the police officer was behind him. So he got in his car, locked the door, looked her up, found out she had a DWI 3 years ago. So when he went to court, that was Exhibit 8. Because she was saying that she had smelled alcohol. So he was like, well, was it your breath? Because 3 years ago, you had a DWI, ma'am. They dismissed that was
For real.
Mhm.
It was your breath.
you ran this smell of alcohol.
Right.
On your own breath.
Was that on your own breath?
Damn.
Because we know you're drinking drive.
Right. Right. She was a police officer and she had a DWI
You see
3
what I'm
years
saying?
prior to that.
People for stuff they around here doing.
Right.
Speeding,
Right.
U-turn. Where is the crime? Why is it a crime when I do it? And it's not. And I asked the prosecutor last time I went to court. I said, well,
You doing
I
that
said,
shit all
speak
the
today?
time.
He said, no.
I be
said,
making
"You
U-turns
speak
all the
this
time in the
week."
middle row right here.
He said,
And they be right behind me
So
or
why
right.
when you speed, it ain't no crime, but when I speed, it's so much crime. He talking about, I don't get tickets anymore. I said, I never. Because I was smart enough to know when I was 16, don't pay them shit because your insurance gonna go.
Right.
So I
Right,
told him,
because the
"I
points-
just now know not to pay. I said, well, I've been never. You see what I'm saying? So we in there talking. And then he was like, well, do you want a jury trial or a bench trial? I said, well, I don't want none of it. So then when he did it, and it was time for the jury, I'm like, oh, so you decided for me to have a jury trial? Okay, but on the record. Right. So I started teaching them jury members.
What's the difference between the fish trial and the jury trial?
The bench trial is just the judge. He's gonna make a decision. And the jury trial, it takes longer than you gotta ask for. I didn't ask for neither one of them. I asked for this to be this. I said, you wanna know what I want? You know what I mean? Well, I want, I just stayed on it. I want you to establish jurisdiction.
Nah, I have to base on elimination.
But they still move forward because this
Huh?
is, they got to be
Yeah,
at
they
work
right there.
anyway.
Exert
You know what I'm saying?
some-
So they still move forward. Yep, they can't. But do you know how many people watching TikTok? And whoa, yeah, that jury gonna if you have your stuff together,
Oh,
that jury gonna find you not guilty and you only
Agave.
need one person.
You mean the
And that's
sweet
what I was telling
Yeah,
the
like,
Moors
how'd
too.
you
We get
make
out of
it?
jury.
Oh,
Stop getting out of jury duty.
flower,
We had another Moor,
flowerless.
right? He was dating a Caucasian girl. They had gotten into a fight. One person. One
Peanut butter.
person. But okay, so what happened was he was a Moor. He went to jury,
Almonds.
and then
now
everybody was gonna find him
walnuts.
guilty because they was ready to go
And,
home. They was
and
tired of being in
carob.
that room. They only making minimum
Carob,
wage.
carob,
So he was
and,
like,
that's basically it,
y'all,
guys.
I don't know if she's telling the truth or not. It was like the police officer is the witness. How was the police officer the witness when he got called after the fact? So he's not the witness. So do you know they all said not guilty so they can go home? And that boy was about to get 7 years for that. They just be ready to go home.
So I can appeal mine. So how does spirit go?
Huh?
I can appeal mine. Mine's already.
Yeah, you can appeal it. If you appeal it to a superior court, then you can go to appellate. That's the next. Now appellate is everything in writing.
You in Superior Court already?
Yeah, I'm in both my charges. Yeah, I'm a bitch.
I'm in Superior Court.
Mine is Superior Court.
Okay, good. Because now you got a jury. Now you got a stenographer. Now they keeping record of everything that's being said.
Oh,
That's
so
why you
they
gotta
are.
make sure.
So why they telling my lady that they don't got no record? Like we try to put up there what happened to her in the court.
You got to get a transcript.
We did. It's something we supposed to ask for.
You
They're
do.
lying then.
And transcripts is expensive.
I'll pay for it.
They try to make it. They try to make it very expensive. But I would
But they
and
say
make
they
sure
don't
everything you
value
say
them.
is for the record.
She did say that, but they talking about they ain't.
Then this need to be dismissed because it's now in the district court they don't keep a record.
No, it's Superior Court. I thought
Then
so,
it's
'cause I read
supposed to
up
be a
on it.
stenographer.
Yeah. They doing some illegal shit there.
They doing some illegal shit. You need to
In Cobb
complain.
County, look, the lady, the overall, Connie Taylor, they looking for her right now because she done this some illegal shit with the people who's supposed to be going to court.
See, that's grounds for
That's county in
also.
Georgia.
She's not a credible witness. That's grounds for also
She's one of the
dismissal.
top dogs there. So right now she's doing the controls on it right now. Now she's, I don't know if they got her already, but she had already got a trophy before.
Okay, so and that's on the record because I would that would be Exhibit 8. You know what I'm saying? Exhibit 8. I sure would have that in my case.
This stuff I'm just telling you right now is new. They're looking for her again. She's this mother drama too. She's supposed to be like the over the county. It's doing in the Cobb County where my lady's at right now. She's supposed to be one of the higher.
They can't move forward without a signature nowhere, right?
That's why you put all rights reserved, because it makes your signature null and void, makes you not
So they
responsible.
can't move forward without a signature nowhere.
They can't, but if you put all rights reserved in your name, it's like you didn't sign. You're protecting yourself.
They don't like that. They get mad.
Even if I
Matter of
sign
fact,
it,
guess what? Every time I sign that, every time I gotta sign another one because they just threw that one.
So if I want to take it to a higher court, I can sign the UCC.
I would. I don't autograph. I don't sign nothing without putting my dog on preserving my rights, especially in that court.
Still asking for the engine part. They still ain't for the engine part. Somebody got.
So it's gonna be before 2065 too.
You just gotta learn the code, man.
I got to learn the codes though.
I like.
Yeah, we ain't hold y'all up.
You're gonna come
I'm looking
back
for the
on Wednesday
cucumbers.
for more action.
What's
I don't know.
Gave a whole bunch of
It was
cucumbers.
in the back. He put the
When you
cucumber.
find that stuff, let me know.
I seen him put the cucumbers in the back.
Ali, where my
Cause he trying to play me.
In the book in the back. On the shelf. Yeah, sit on down. Oh, you
You still making
Go
juice?
get it
or
real
no?
quick.
Or shut down?
Yeah, we still making juice, and I'll take that long.
bring them up.
I'll do it. They can tell me.
Oh, you got that. It's
I'm
on the
put it on the
Cash. They
cash.
doing
Okay, but I
cash.
always edit it with this
Oh,
guy.
okay.
And you're gonna get the dismissals real quick for me. Oh shoot, I gotta go check the food too. I made you something to eat. I smell
Do y'all
it.
have any more food left?
We do.
What do y'all have?
Bless your heart. Mock tuna. We always got mock tuna. Did you eat that?
I'm gonna add them.
Yummy.
We will definitely be back.
Yummy. South Carolina.
What is it?
You want the chips and cheese?
Yeah.
$10.
But you learning, right?
Yes, I'm learning.
It's still new, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it came to 86 altogether, y'all, okay? Let me wash my hands.
There you go.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, no more.
Yeah.
But you can't go in there. You got somebody. Say,
What food you was waiting on?
you don't have to do all the people, which that's what he's doing to you, man. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's all you really, what he's saying, the nationality, that's all you really need in reality. Put that thing on notice. I'm a proper persona, that's it. You know what I mean?
That's all you need. We always say, women.
Here we say,
After they were true.
Yeah.
say when you did just, you know,
You know what she.
I know she's saying don't go back, but
Huh?
when I read that book, it says if I go back, I'm gonna do justice.
Yeah.
And I already wrote that, babies,
Yeah.
ahead of me. I said, I want this case to be dismissed and walk out.
They say, I don't know how they go back.
No, you're gonna get that money back. You're gonna get that money, that's a commercial bond. They use your social security to benefit funds, how you can't do that without you consent. That's why you keep using that word. What's the third
When I
one?
make bond, though,
That's what I'm saying. Without knowing,
I use my money. I'm gonna pay it.
yeah, but they use your social, they use your trust fund to make, they create that. They literally, somebody signed off, somebody played as your beneficiary, which is the DA.
Yeah.
If this attorney played as you, that's why when you go on special hearing, they become a trustee.
I'm gonna ask you.
That's- She'll tell you.
What?
Tell her the bonds, when you bond out, they commercial bonds, they use your social security without telling you.
Is that true?
They do, bro.
So that you can call them out, because I got a code for that too. I got a code for that.
For real?
Yeah, I got a code.
That's why you can
Uh,
bond
so-
somebody out.
42,
So they use,
For-
they use, when I made that $300,000 bond, they use my social security.
42, yeah, to make money off your trust fund. So when you call them out, do call them out on that, and the judge didn't know what to say. I seen the video.
Okay, he's gonna tax bill, that's $0. Let's see, this is Wake County. The citation disclosed, the charges.
We can't, no, they, you know, they got
They
to.
never have it in Wake County.
They got to though, but the more
Yeah,
of us,
that's a livelihood.
but look, the more of us go up there, the better, because now they know they can't lie. Yeah. Let me find for you. I'm gonna play his,
Failure to disperse on completed. See, I also make, I look certified at vehicle, Wake County, and Ohio. And I make a whole bunch of copies of
I
this.
present
for
myself.
the jury.
I'm incompetent.
He
So
goes,
you sure you're competent, or you incompetent? To know what I'm saying.
So,
You just hit, just do like every one time. It's
No.
competent means like you're like you have knowledge. You
Yeah.
I got a big because now when a lawyer, when you get a lawyer, you become a defendant. They'll railroad you as a defendant. Never goes to defendant.
and then also too, let's put NOI, right?
Yeah, that's
NOI.
what I'm saying. You find something, I'm not a defendant.
So no
I'm
order.
not a defendant.
That's
I
what,
didn't
that's
bring
what,
no money.
that's what my friend said. He said, no.
I never got served. These, no, I want to order off these. I want you to order off. You want me to order off? Or we can just share your name with it. You know what I mean?
This is my cousin.
Yeah. I want to get that black law, dictionary, black law. Fourth edition.
Make sure you show the dismissals too online.
Y'all can go online and look at them?
No, no. I got the video going.
Oh, okay.
Pull them on over here too.
Okay.
Let the people see that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, expired and no inspection sticker.
They still trying to handle me, man.
Yeah, but you can't let them spook you though.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Appeal it, guys. You can always appeal it. And that's what they use in the spirit. And then you got army, bro. That's why I be like, don't go in there with disrespectful. Some people be like, why I gotta disrespect that man? I'm not going in there disrespecting nobody,
Right.
because guess what? They will fuck you up and kill you and use your organs, and who gonna avenge your death? We living for another day. I ain't dying for nobody. I'm living for you.
Okay, I wouldn't know that.
You know what I mean?
Y'all been doing some good. Y'all.
And see, I also want to take it to the next
Is it your
level
honor
too,
or my
because
honor?
I say your honor, my honor.
You say
Your
both.
honor on my
You
honor.
say judge?
You say both.
I say your honor. I honor him. He worked hard a long time to get up there.
But he lying though. He's fraudulent.
Well, he's dealing with
Corporate policy.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what he there for.
I
just
show them
letting you know
respect.
I'm not one of these regular dickos. That's
Look.
all, because I look like
They
him.
deal with corporate policy.
But look, but when I went in there, I looked at it in the
And
face.
some
though.
people need to be locked up.
But look,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah, but
Some people need to be locked up, bro.
so you say your honor and my honor?
That's it, your honor. My honor.
But when I was saying
With all
that,
due respect. Let's establish jurisdiction.
but when I was saying that, I was looking at right in their face. They won't give me their face.
What you
They
said
shut it
after that?
down.
After you stab what you go
Let's establish jurisdiction. None of my affidavits. And I remember one prosecutor was like, Your Honor, I never got it. And he was like, well, could you stop flailing it around? I said, yeah, he got it. He said, certified mail return receipt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I'm using the postmaster. Because they honor their stuff.
Right.
That's what you do. You gotta get that police officer to say what you do.
So basically, you respect them, but get them to respect you too as well.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
What they own law, basically. Yeah.
Come on, you spared to get me, bro.
That's what the lady said.
That's just it. The queen.
People speed all day long.
That's what the queen.
Because I had that thing.
And see,
And then, they asked me such a
That's not natural rights, though.
They didn't
And
even
they
find
talk
it.
about, they didn't even.
They
talk
made it
about-
up.
They said they found shake in the back of
okay, so we need to file a complaint with all due respect, because you just out here searching my car.
They couldn't even
And I
show
file
what they
a complaint.
found.
I go to
I got to record it. When I asked them, did y'all find it? I recorded it. Because we put up on the scene.
Oh, I just found building.
Did they charge you with it?
They didn't charge
No,
me.
they didn't.
No.
They didn't charge me.
Okay, what
But
they
That was the
they,
accused searched the
because I had-
car.
Yeah, they searched my car and they
That's
found
what-
it.
They didn't charge me for speeding.
And it
When they
wasn't-
said- when they
it
found
wasn't
the
because
video,
You have the
but it
right to bear
wasn't-
arms. Did y'all have that on public record? Because you got the right to bear arms.
Yep. It's a constitutional right.
Yeah, that's
I
in
didn't
the
have my
Constitution.
permit, but he was saying I don't have my.
You got those.
That's
rights.
it.
It wasn't a big deal, but it
Okay, I would be
was
like, Your Honor, with all
I know, I can do it.
I got the right to bear arms. I'm like, here. Because they got guns. Probably got it under their robe. The way people been jumping on them. Did y'all see that dude football jump that woman? And honestly, I'm glad because y'all know he was beating that. He was tearing that woman up, and when he found out, she looked at her. He jumped again like a football player. I don't know how he cleared.
Oh, I did see
I
that
seen
video.
that. Yeah, he was fed up.
But you right here beat ass. So
I see
you see
what
what I'm saying?
that's what that lady said, Queen. The
Yeah,
Queen
he
said
said go in
that.
the argument.
No, that's why I said I didn't go in the argument. Once I see her video, I didn't go in the argument. I get her in
All
there.
due respect.
Yeah, with all due respect.
I said, I'm just
For the
saying.
record.
For the record.
She said, you represent her. No, I said, I'm here. I am here. Just kept saying, I'm making
Yeah, I'm special
Exactly.
appearance.
She kept saying,
Special
but real
appearance.
calm. I was real calm with it.
There you
That's
go.
what I did. I just asked the question.
I'm here.
I didn't answer no questions. I didn't answer no questions.
I don't play that 50 music. That's it. You know, stand mute. That's yeah.
Say what you gotta say.
Against you, right? And then when Miranda Rights thing?
Yep.
Okay, so now we have a new vibe, which I'm excited about. Okay, this one sister, she told me, she said, okay, and for all of y'all who gonna take the information and not even give Alim his credit, because I know y'all still there, y'all teachers that's listening, y'all need to start giving Alim back credit. But she said, Black churches, the pastor's tax exempt, and so are all the staff. But at the Jewish church, everybody, every single person that puts into that temple is tax exempt too. I don't care if they're millionaires or if they broke. They tax exempt and they don't pay no electric bill, baby. They tax exempt and they don't pay no electric bill. I'm like, what? So we implementing that too. They also purchase together. They in the church together, they purchase together. I'm like, what? So we manifested that. I'm excited, okay? Because when you're walking around here, you ain't got no electric bill. It changed the game for you. That's an extra $300.
Yeah, both of them.
I'm excited about growth.
You got the proof right there.
Oh, this one sister. Okay, my husband talked about looking back at your ancestry because guess what? Your great-great-grandfather thought about you. Whether you knew him or not, he thought about you. And this one sister called me yesterday. I ain't gonna tell you how much she found that her great-grandfather. It's so much you're gonna think I'm lying. It's been there since the 80s, so you know it was a cure interest, baby. Okay. So looking back into your ancestry is powerful too.
Yeah.
We got to do it. We use Ancestry.com. We also use Android Tree. A lot of people are like, you let them get your DNA. Was you born in the hospital? Because baby, they already got your DNA. You been to the hospital and they drew blood. They already got it. You had a baby. So why would you stifle yourself because you don't want to learn? That's our problem. We got to elevate. We got to learn. And it's talking about you. You need to know who your great-great-great-grandfather is. It'll help you with the issues we have in our physical body. Why you came here? What you came here to do? How you gonna know where you're going if you don't know where you came from? Mm-hmm. It's deep, y'all. It gets deep and even deeper. Oh, also too, I remember we gave them a W-9, and I had it in the envelope, and I let the bailiff give it to everybody. And after everybody got it, the clerk of court and the judge, I was like, y'all have been served. You was in that shit against baby. I'm like, y'all trying to contract me. And this is a W-9 form, and we need to make sure the IRS knows what's going on because they're going to keep it. I was like, man, could you make sure everybody gets it? And as soon as he did, you be this is yes. So you got to take vitamin B12.
What about the videos?
All over the place, can't sleep.
I don't get
So
scared
the
no more.
stress, yeah, but the stress still, your body still feel the stress.
Yes.
I only did it the first time, but I don't bother.
Okay, because you're not eating a whole bunch of chemicals. You write it on your sugar in your food. And see,
That's what it is.
That is what it is. Because guess what? Remember they had us swishing that fluoride with them skull and bones on it. crossbones talking about poison, and we switching somebody. We was in kindergarten. Did y'all do that?
Yeah, I did that.
Yo, we was switching that shit. Guess what? It was for mind control.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was so we could easily be mind control. And we was in kindergarten switching that shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even, y'all probably did, but I don't remember.
Yeah, the switch, yeah, elementary school.
I would cover my cup and
That much
we
of it,
pretended like a mother.
Yeah.
No, because I was always a good child. I was opening up with her. And
Hey,
I saw the skull
so you got the video?
crossbones.
Video.
I was like, this
No, Queen, let me hold that. I need to show them. They hear you talking. They got to see the proof.
I also told all the teachers that's on here watching and don't give you credit to make sure y'all correct that because y'all can't keep doing that.
Yo, yeah, of course.
Peace. Yes. No electric bill. Peaceful, Mo Queen. File name correction. Peace, fam. Come to the store. I know that mock tuna ain't no joke, and it's made with carrots, y'all.
Oh yeah, who knows something about some mock tuna? All right, this is I got
Yes, all
no
rights reserved,
no operating license. Dismiss. That's mine. That's mine.
Indigenous oregano is also
Bam.
called Colombian thyme. Let me show you. See? It's named a couple of things, but here they call it Cuban oregano. And it's yep, see how they calling it thyme? Spanish oregano too?
Yeah, growing that too.
Right
Yeah,
here.
growing any of that.
Allow
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You need a little
no
bit.
registration.
I can just hold it like this.
No registration.
I'll take it back.
Bless your heart.
No registration. Dispose, which means dismissed, which means they can't bring it back up.
He brought your mock tuna out?
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all just read.
That was
I just
Queen.
write my phone number down on that little Handcrafted. And
This is y'all?
highlight some black issues. This is this. Go way longer than that.
No registered
That we're
plate.
doing right now, what we feel that we need.
No registered plate.
I'm proud of y'all.
Dispose.
We got to, and South Carolina need it. This for us or for y'all? Okay, and you gonna put your number on here?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, and it's the conference too.
That's the conference coming up next month, September the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Make sure you come.
Yeah, because we're gonna have sweat lodges. We're supposed to be having some members of the Wu-Tang Clan by Chief Raouf, which I'm so excited about. So we'll just see you in the place to be.
Right here. Fictitious plates, tags, card. Disposed of. Verified right here at the bottom by the clerk of court. Yeah, they dismissed it. That's what I'm talking about. See, this is us doing the work over 25 years. Not bullshitting, not just talking, like most Moors do, who never had a damn case to beat. So they don't know how real this is. They're just damn jibber jabbing. That's the problem. So as you seen, no operator's license, dismissed. Means that you don't need driver's license. No registration, you don't need it. No, of course you gotta learn how to do everything properly. All right? Fictitious tags, plates, ID, dismissed. Queen wouldn't move because they were trying to get at me. Queen wouldn't move, so it's failure to disperse on command. Guess what? Dismiss. So they say that she was obstructing justice. Queen was like, I ain't moving. That's a troop right there. That's a trooper right there. Right there. Dismiss. Clerk of court. Now ask any of these other Negroes pretending to be Moors to bring their proof. Let's see them bring their proof. I ain't seen nobody do this shit yet, except for me. Bring all the proof. Said, what case number did you use in Queens to win for no license? You mean what did we use? The law? Chicago coach versus the city of Chicago. Chicago coach versus the city of Chicago is what is the case that we use. It's not just one. It's Elliot. There's another one called Elliot versus I can't remember it right now. But that's the main one, was Chicago coach versus the city of Chicago. Okay. So ask anybody else. I don't see nobody else is putting their dismissals online. They frauds. They trying to get money from you, but yet can't show proof of who they are, what they've done. We got all the proof right here, sealed and signed by the clerk of court. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm going to get on up out of here. And I'm glad that y'all hung in there with us. So we're going to say, hey, I tell you, Washington Ish, to those who are the members of United Washington. We're going to say Halito for the members of Shakta, and we're going to say peace to the rest of the gods and goddesses. We out.
What you say, they really the state doesn't.